Hello, my angels. I hope you're all really well, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm sorry, I'm looking a little bit disheveled. I've had really rather a long day, if I'm honest. It's been a shoot day, so up at the crack of dawn, wash, blow dry, full face of makeup. Claudia arrived at 8:30 this morning and we have literally not stopped. We've been filming back-to-back campaigns, everything from filming some country looks in the fields to the horses to my game fair look, beauty, makeup, skincare. What else did we do? Some health and wellness bits, fashion. There's so much coming. So much coming, predominantly for Instagram actually. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, please jump over and give it a little follow, because I promise you there are some really fabulous things coming soon. And then I've just dropped Claudia off at the train station. I've done a big Waitrose shop. It was very much overdue. Poor Marcus, I've been making him absolutely everything I can find from the back of the cupboards, but I am one of those that does like to stock up on sort of like delicious Italian bits. As you guys know, pasta, beautiful passatas. I always have fresh veg in the fridge, so when I don't have so much food in the fridge, I can string things out for a few days. Anyway, so I'm rambling on. So as I said, I've just done a big Waitrose shop and I'm very excited because I have a very good friend of mine staying with me, I think for about 3, maybe 4 nights. So I have introduced you to her a few times. Monica from Yorkshire, my little Yorkshire pudding, is coming to stay, and we are going to have the most gorgeous girly week. Marcus is actually flying to Mallorca tomorrow morning, so we're gonna spend the evening with him. We're gonna have dinner at home tonight, and then tomorrow I've actually got a home day. I'm working from home. I've got the team arriving tomorrow morning and we have a whole heap to get through, and then we have the most gorgeous few girly days together. We are going to London on Thursday and we have lunch at a fabulous restaurant that Monica is organising, and then we're gonna have a girls' night tomorrow night. Tonight I am cooking up a Mexican feast. Mexican is one of my favorite cuisines. I adore fajitas, nachos, tacos, enchiladas, guacamole. I could definitely get my lips around a margarita. And I do know that Monica's favourite cocktail is a margarita. So I thought it would be just really lovely to just catch up with you guys. It's going to be super casual. I'm going to be cooking my favourite Mexican dishes. I am going to let you in on my famous and very top secret guacamole recipe. And yeah, it's just going to be gorgeous. I do, however, have to give the Poochies a very quick walk around the orchard. I'm also going to snip some cow parsley. I bought some beautiful flowers actually at Waitrose. They were on sale and they look stunning, so I bought them, but I do need to snip a few other little foliage bits in the garden to just, you know, make it pop. So I'm going to make a center arrangement for the kitchen, and I am going to make a beautiful little floral arrangement for Monica's bedroom and walk the dogs, as well as cook a Mexican feast. So that's what we're going to be doing this evening. Right, boys, are you ready to go out? Come on then. I think it's safe to say that the boys are ready to go around the orchard. Come on then, babies. Come on then. Oh, barky bark. Let's go. Come on. Off for some adventures in the orchard. After a crazy day, do you know what? As I always say, it's so lovely just to be able to come out here. Kick the ball for the boys. Ralph, drop. Ready? Drop. Ready? Get the ball. Wiggy, I think, is hunting for mousies. And Odie's got his ball, Raffy's got his ball, Lancelot's off safarying, and we are looking for some cow parsley and some foliage. Oh, they look beautiful. I don't think they're snippable. No, I'm not going to snip those because they won't grow back as fast as I would like them to. Right, let's go down here and explore what we have and what we can snip. Okay, back inside. My foliage hunting was actually not that successful. I don't like to snip anything that just looks so beautiful and is in full flower or not even quite flowered yet. And the cow parsley's gone over. There wasn't that much. I managed to find this little beauty, of which I have brought inside, along with lots of gorgeous little creepy crawlies. And so I'm just gonna pop this together. This is what I have already bought. Oh my goodness, I have a little ladybug. Hi, oh my goodness, you're at the very top. Oh, you're flying. Okay, so I'm just gonna create something super loose, super whimsical. That looks gorgeous. I picked up, I'm not actually quite sure what this is. I need to have a little Google. It's beautiful purple. It was actually a tree, and I snipped a few of these pieces off. So I would normally actually do this in the outdoor kitchen, but seems as I have filled this enormous vase with water, it is quite heavy. So I'm just going to do this here, and then we are going to get cooking because Monica is arriving in 50 minutes and it needs to be pretty much cooked. Well, we're going to prep the whole thing, including all of the dips, the guacamole, the sour cream, the nachos. Oh my goodness. I tell you what, that's actually all pretty good heights, if you ask me. I could have got a little bit more, but once these beautiful flowers are in full bloom, they will look exceptional. There'll be lots of hot pinks, purples. That looks beautiful, fresh greens. Look at this. Stunning, stunning. Look at this beautiful hollyhock. It is a stunning pale pink, and sadly he had snapped, so not even able to save him with a stake. So I thought he would be perfect for our flower arrangement this evening. Take a few of those leaves off, and actually it will look beautiful like that. I'm just going to take a little bit of height off of him. Lancelot is still outside, being a very naughty little sausage. Had so many people here today. I must have opened the gate about 50 times, no joke. There we go, that looks beautiful. He's also got a lot of creepy crawlies in him. Lovely. Go there. Right, that will do for now. It's not my finest masterpiece, but I've got a lot of other things I need to be getting on with. Right, it's beautiful. Oh, I will give you guys a close-up, but that is going there. And then very, very simple, very loose. But once these flower, they will look exceptional. This is my very, very quick and very, very loosely put together floral arrangement. I had nothing here. We normally do have a centerpiece here, but I think that looks really pretty. It's very delicate, beautiful pinks, greens, purples. And when these flower, it will look absolutely exceptional. Look at how stunning that hollyhocks is. So, so beautiful. Look, this has even started to flower already. So, so stunning. I'm going to fill that up with water almost to the top, and then I'm going to reposition you on my very large olive tin over at the chopping station because we've got some serious preparing to do. Okay, let's get this show on the road. I have just had to turn off the lighting behind me because they flicker, and I'm aware that it irritates quite a lot of you, so I've just turned them off, so it looks a little bit dark and dingy back there. And I've also lowered you just so that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to do this super, super quickly because I don't have that much time. We have 25 minutes to prepare the base of the fajitas, so the chicken mixture, I suppose, and then all of the dips. So we're going to do a salsa, we do a creme fraiche with a cayenne and paprika top, a little bit of olive oil on there, a guacamole. What else do we do? We're going to do the nachos. Oh, it's going to be so good. Right, let's get straight into this. So first things first, let's talk some ingredients. For the chicken, we need 2 white onions, 2 red onions. Depending upon how many people you're cooking for, I am only cooking for 3. However, we are all ravenous and I'm sure going to absolutely tuck in. You also need some peppers. Now, I love putting orange, yellow and red in, but it really depends upon your preference. And then, I mean, you can buy the Old Paso fajita kit. They do a great seasoning. Normally I would do the seasoning from scratch, but this evening I do not have time and this is fantastic. I don't really tend to use the salsa, but you can. I like to make my own. And then these are the wraps. Now, I'm not great with gluten and I'm also trying to be super healthy. So I have bought an enormous, I mean, look at the size of this iceberg lettuce. And I actually use them as cups. So I delicately peel the leaves off of the iceberg lettuce and use that as my wrap, and it is so fresh and it is so delicious, and especially when you get all of the bits in. It's all about the toppings with Mexican. So you need good cheese, you need salsa, creme fraiche, guacamole, you need some jalapeno peppers, you need some black beans, and then the mixture itself has to be succulent and so flavoursome. God, I'm like 3 minutes into this and I'm still yabbiting on and I have no time at all. So let's crack on. This is where I really need to have my onion goggles because, oh, this is gonna kill me. And I'm looking absolutely ridiculous. Right, here we go. This is where, you know what, I feel like tonight is just not going through my night. And you try and everything trying to be quick and it just does not go your way. This here. I'm just gonna prepare actually all of these and then I don't have to deal with the mess. There we go. And then I'm gonna just let those sweat down whilst we prepare this. There we go. Found the onion. Oh my goodness, right. I need to slow down, calm down, and get this done without chopping my fingers off, because I don't think fajitas a la Leo's finger or nail is going to taste very nice. And I also do have a very sharp Japanese knife. There we go. Oh, these ones are strong ones. These are going to get the eyes. You're right, boys. I've got my sous chefs. My sous chefs and Argus slugs down here helping me. Right, here we go. I believe Monica loves Mexican, so I cannot wait to treat her. I'm certainly a feeder. I adore hosting, I love cooking, and I just wish I'd actually scheduled my diary a little bit better today. It's just time just ran away from me today, but we've got so much done. Oh my good God. Okay, I'm gonna put my sunglasses on. They are next level burning my eyes. This is going to look utterly ridiculous. But actually, oh my goodness, it's like instant relief. Okay, so I've got my very gorgeous Holland Cooper sunglasses on. And look at how bougie I look chopping my onions. I bet this was not how they intended them to be worn, but they are doing the trick. So as you can see, I've halved the onion and then I'm chopping them into slices. Not super thin, but equally not super chunky. I will show you how I am chopping them in one memento. Onto the red onions, and these really caramelize so well. They're so delicious and they just add the most wonderful texture. They go really soft. And then I leave the red onions slightly al dente. And God, I actually can't tell you how amazing these glasses are. Wow, that has actually just changed my entire life. Okay, she says as she's like snivelling all over the shop. Right, I need a tea towel, like my snot on there. Lovely, delicious. Right, we need a saucepan. And a rather voluptuous saucepan at that. So I'm going to go with my big Le Creuset saucepan pot type vibe. This is what size? 30 centimeters, so 12 inches. These I've had for donkey's years. They last a lifetime. By Quality Kitchen equipment, and trust me, you will thank me. Oh, right, there we go. That is that. My nose is running. Oh, like you can't believe. I cannot believe I'm currently chopping onions with my sunglasses on. Okay, so I'm going to pop these over here on the hob, add a little drizzle of olive oil, and I'm actually going to let those sweat straight away, get those cooking, and get that show on the road. And now we can remove the glasses. One last little, please excuse me, sniffing. They were fiery little numbers. Now peppers, I have quite a good little trick with peppers. If you just chop them like so, you don't ever get a pip. So I'll show that to you a little bit closer up. So if you just take the side of the pepper like that, and then you can see where the pips are and just cut around them. Oh my goodness, what was that? Little Negroni. Have you had a tough day today, little Manny? Twiggy is groaning this evening. He's just had his dinner. Did you eat a bit quickly? Was that it? Or was it scrumptious? That is the peppers done. Plastic away. And then I'm just going to cut those into long strips, I would say. I'll show you. Not too thin again, and I love to leave these quite chunky, and I don't put them in until really the end. We're going to cook the onions, and then we're going to pop the chicken in. I bought Essential Waitrose higher welfare British chicken breasts. They look like chicken breasts. Oh my goodness me, I am going crazy, and it is only Tuesday afternoon, or Tuesday evening I should say. Now, as I'm sure you can hear, that is our onions sizzling away, and then I'm going to go over and just give those a little stir around. Now this is when you can add the majority of your seasonings, so salt and pepper, cumin, paprika, some cayenne pepper in there, and they really ooze into the onions, and they sort of like capture all of the flavour, and it is so scrummy. In terms of size of peppers, this is what I would suggest. So like crudité. Scrummy, scrummy, scrummy. Right. We need a utensil. I have my utensil. And I'm just going to give those a little toss around the pot. And they're just going to sweat off beautifully in there. So I'm just popping in some cumin seeds, and I will pop in some chili flakes. Not too many, because Marcus doesn't like it too hot. But trust me, this is where the magic happens. So just going to get that in there. I'm going to grab some cumin powder and then let that all come together. I picked up some more cumin and some more cumin seeds when I was at Waitrose today. Okay, I'm going to pop you down there. Here we go. So a little bit of cumin. Gosh, it smells heavenly. And again, I'm just going to give that a little toss, just so the olive oil soaks that up into those onions, and they can just keep cooking away. And we are going back over here. So as I said, I bought chicken breasts, but you can, well, that looks really wonky. Hang on a moment, there we go. You can buy chicken thighs. Obviously I'd get boneless. You can have really any of the meat, but just make sure that you're taking all of the sort of cartilage, the skin, and all of the bones out. I would suggest chicken breasts for this recipe. And I'm just going to pop my peppers to one side, and I'm now going to prepare my chicken, because that is the next thing to go in. Make sure that the chopping board that you use is not the same as your vegetables. So whenever I'm cooking meat, I always put a plastic chopping board on the top, and then this can actually just be taken and popped straight into the dishwasher. There. Try and get all of that out, and it will be super tender and scrum-delicious. There we go. When I was living in Belgium, Marcus and I would have like Mexican all the time. We don't actually cook it that often back at home. I'd say like once every few months, but then again, it's been such a crazy time of year. It is so nice to just have a few quiet nights in. And when Monica said she was coming up to London, I said, you must come and stay with me. And so she is, which is so lovely. She's had a big shoot today, so she's just coming from London. I believe she's actually on the train as we speak. Well, hopefully she's on the train as we speak, because I really don't want her arriving too early, because we are a little bit behind schedule. Right, that is our chicken done. I'm gonna bring it over here, and then I'm gonna bring you over here, and show you how the onions look. They have caramelized to perfection in there. I've got a chicken finger over here, and I'm going to take my little plastic chopping board and I'm going to pop the chicken straight in like so. And that is going to cook in there with those onions. And it tastes delicious. I can actually turn that off for a minute. And those onions are smelling absolutely delish. Okay, so those are all tossed around. I'm going to move that to the other side and put it on a little bit of like a medium heat. We need that chicken to cook through, but equally it has got a little bit more to go. Delish. Perfect. Right, I'm going to quickly wash my chicken hands. Okay, there we go. I'm now going to season that with salt and pepper. Freshly milled black pepper, and then some sea salt. I'd be rather generous with the seasoning. I'll put some chili flakes in there, and then give it a good another little mix around. Oh, yum, delicious. And I'll show you what that's looking like. There we go. So that was our chicken and our onions, well on their way to tasting delish. We've then got our peppers. We have a little bit of a tidy up. Now I've just added in all of those peppers, and I've just taken the top off of the El Paso seasoning mix. As I said, you can do this from scratch, but this is so good. And what I do is I just sprinkle it over the top, and probably not all of it. And straight away, the smell is scrummer, absolutely scrummer. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that on a low heat sweat. Those red peppers are going to soften up and melt into this beautiful mixture. And that seasoning is just gonna coat all of that chicken. The onions, they're caramelizing in Mexican madness. Okay, right, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time mixing this in, and then we're gonna come back and do the dips together. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to make my famous guacamole. So for guacamole, or certainly my guacamole, you need avocados, cherry tomatoes, a red onion, some Tabasco, good olive oil, and a lime. So let's start making this. What I would suggest is to get yourself your favorite dish or bowl. I have this gorgeous, I can't even remember where this is from. It is a glass avocado shaped bowl and I love it. And what I tend to do is actually use just a plastic mixing bowl because it can actually get quite messy. And I don't like to prepare my guacamole in that bowl because then it, you know, it looks messy. So I'm just gonna prepare my avocados, de-pip them. Now this one is a little bit harder than I would like. You're looking for like really quite ripe avocados. You don't want anything too hard, otherwise it won't mash. That said, I do like a rather chunky guac. Don't know about you guys. So I'm just gonna slice those up, get myself a spoon, and just go very steady when you're taking a sharp knife like myself when slicing the avocado. I have actually just taken the chicken off of the heat. I've added a lid just so that that can almost sweat itself down and steam the vegetables with the heat from the chicken and the onions, and it will just make it super, super succulent. Just gonna empty that avocado into a bowl. I hope that's enough. I think it will be enough. I think with everything else going on, I think that is plenty. Tidy up as I go along because I hate mess. I hate tidying up afterwards. So I try to keep a tidy ship at all times. I think we might have to put the sunglasses back on. How is this red onion? It's not too bad. Not too bad. And the red onion, it's super important to chop it super, super fine. So take yourself a very sharp knife and be very, very careful of your fingers and fingernails. There we go. And this guacamole is chunky and it is so flavoursome. Also could do with a fresh chili. However, this evening I'm just going to use chili flakes, and the Tabasco leaves such a scrumptious aftertaste. It's not spicy on the tongue, yet it's got a good old kick to it, if you know what I mean. Okay, cherry tomatoes. Need a few of these. I just eyeball these as to how tomatoey you fancy it. I do love a little cherry tomato in my guacamole, and trust me, it adds such texture, and the liquid from the tomatoes really enhance the taste, I think. So we're going to chop those up into little bits. Right, that is the tomatoes done. Again, take a spoon and try and make sure you've got all of that lovely tomato juice in there. Now we need some Tabasco. Oh, that's Monica, what's she saying? A voice note. I'm probably not going to play that on here. She is not super PG. As you can see, I am so heavy-handed with the Tabasco, but trust me, the flavour is so, so good. Half a lime, give it a few little stabs in the middle, and a really good old squeeze. Then we need some olive oil, lots of salt. Guacamole's secret ingredient. I know it's not a good one, but you can't underdo the salt. There we go, that's in there. I'm gonna grab the salt and pepper, some olive oil. There we go, some good old pinch of salt, pepper, some olive oil just so it brings it all together. That'll do. And a sprinkle of chili flakes. Perfect. Now take your spoon or fork and give that a good old mix and mash together. I used a spoon and knife, which actually does the trick. I don't tend to like to mash my avocado too much. And this is like a chunky rock of heaven. It's just getting all chopped up. And we need to do the good old taste test, my favourite part. I tend to eat half the guacamole before it gets to the bowl. There we go. delicioso. Let's go. Whoa. Marcus, hold on to your trousers tonight. Okay, she is done. You can also add some coriander in, but I don't think coriander is really going to go with the flavours in the fajitas this evening. I'm now going to pop right into my avocado bowl, and I'm going to take the top of a basil branch and just pop it on the top for decoration. As you guys know, I think that presentation is key, and that is our guacamole that got knocked up in, what, 5 minutes? 5 minutes. Okay, let's keep tidying. I'm going to certainly scrape the bowl and lick the spoon. Quick wash of the hands, and let's prepare the sour cream. It is the easiest thing on earth. You can either buy sour cream itself or creme fraiche. I think creme fraiche is a little bit of a smoother and more of a tangy flavour, which I think lends itself so well to the fajitas. And all I do, it's really simple, seriously easy. Take a spoon, get your favourite bowl, and dollop it in. There we go. That is our sour cream, aka creme fraiche. And licking the spoon is quite possibly compulsory. Okay, now for the top of that, because everything has to look beautiful as well as taste scrumdiddlicious, we're going to pop some cumin seeds, possibly not as many as I've just got in my hand, and sprinkle that onto the top. Oh, stuff it. And a touch of cumin powder, and then a sprinkle of paprika, a tiny little sprinkle of this, and that is what our creme fraiche looks like. So our guacamole, creme fraiche, and I have to be honest with you guys, I jumped ahead slightly and did the tomato salsa. What I do is I get my favourite tomatoes in the fridge. Some of them have gone slightly over, so they're a little bit mushy, they're a little bit soft, and mash them all up together and put in lots of basil, all of the delicious juices, and that is our tomato salsa. So I'm going to pop these down at the end. We're going to have a little tidy, and then we are going to prepare the lettuce cups and the nachos, and then we need a good old clean, because this is not okay. Okay, back in a hot sec. I've just had a voice note from Monica saying that she's missed her train, which actually means I can take a deep breath and calm down. I've been running around like a headless chicken. Okay, I'm now going to start preparing. I've got an enormous lettuce, as I said, and I'm going to do some lettuce cups. So I've given it a good old wash, and then what I actually do is I cut it from this side, so you can actually just slice and just actually do a little circle around the root there, and then just peel the leaves off quite delicately. You have to be super delicate, and you have to see which one comes off first. And then you have to see, the first couple are normally not super round, so this one's got a bit of a hole. I'll save that for tomorrow's salad. And then this one looks like a goodie. Come on, you want to come off? Oh, there we go. Oh, it was all right. You know, could be better. What am I doing? Okay, come on. Oh, no, that one didn't work either. I'm not very lucky with my lettuce this evening. I've been trying to prepare my lettuce, and not one of them came off like a lettuce cup. So I've been very unlucky with my lettuce this evening. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slice it so that we can actually sprinkle the lettuce into the tortilla wraps. I think that's somebody out there saying that I really should have some tortilla wraps. So I'm just going to actually just chop this lettuce, and then maybe another topping that can go on the top. I'm gonna prepare the nachos so they're ready. Put out a few little nibbly bits, light some candles. Could really do with a mocktail. My emails are frightening, if I'm honest with you. I've had a whole day's worth of shoot. Anna's been crazy busy, just sort of organising so many other things that are going on at the moment. And so I'm going to go through my emails with a very, very large mocktail. I'm thinking sparkling water, a touch of tonic with some ginger cordial. It's my favourite at the moment. That Belvoir ginger cordial is so delish. And I'm just going to save my very miserable looking lettuce cups for my salad tomorrow. So that is all prepped. And we are going to move on to the nachos, because quite frankly, it's the best bit. I'm actually also going to do warm black beans, because again, it's another thing that just get added onto the top of the fajitas, or even on the top, like loaded nachos. Oh, that didn't sound so good. Very old, but very trusty Le Creuset oven tray. I'm gonna pop the oven on. It doesn't need to be super hot, it's at 160. It's really just to melt the cheese. So I'm gonna put one whole bag on here. And actually I'm gonna put like 1.5. And then we're gonna add a few into a little bowl just so that she can dip in some of those scrummy dips. Whilst we're having a drink. That is Monica now. So for the nachos, not healthy, absolutely horrific. You need 2 different types of cheeses, or what I like to do is sprinkle on some cheddar, and I actually just get the grated one because I don't want to make a mess, and quite frankly it's my elbow grease and I didn't fancy that tonight. And also grated mozzarella. So I'm going to take this off. It's a resealable one, which is very handy. And I am going to cut this, or try to cut it anyway. There we go. Come on. And then you just sprinkle it. Oh my god, why is this not working? I'm trying to be good. Come on. It's just not happening to me today, is it? There we go. And I'm going to sprinkle the cheddar on. Ooh. So literally go crazy with the cheddar, sprinkle it, but also what's super important is to make sure that you're moving it around. So I find it so frustrating when you go to a restaurant and you order nachos and the cheese is literally on the first chip and underneath there's no cheese. It's so depressing. And yes, I'm one of those that tries to get in early and get the loaded nacho on the top. That's me. So make sure that you layer up the cheese, and then we're gonna go in for the mozzarella. I told you this was not a recipe for the waistline. And then just sprinkle the mozzarella on the top. Oh gosh, this is so naughty, but so good. And then this is gonna be so good. So I'm gonna put that to one side, and then I'm gonna find a fabulous dish. I'm gonna put it on the dish, and then we sprinkle jalapeno peppers. You can really load it up with the black beans, the salsa, the sour cream, the guacamole. But because I've put them into little bowls and we have the fajita mix and the tortillas, I'm literally just gonna put it on and people can put all the sauces on their plate and help themselves. Oh God, I can't help myself. I need like to find a little one. So the plan is that I actually have some time, which is wonderful. I'm gonna pop the nachos, they look like so. On the side, I'm going to give my chicken mixture just a good old mix again. However, it's completely off the heat and will actually be cooling. And then I'm gonna pour myself a delicious ginger cordial and sparkling water mocktail, get through my emails, light a few candles. I'm gonna lay the table, and then I'm gonna come back and we will plate this all together. So gorgeous. Do you know what? It's been so nice just actually being able to chat to you and this be just a really casual, lovely vlog. Today has just been wild. I feel like I haven't been able to catch my breath, and then I was trying to film this for you guys, and knowing that Monica was about to walk through the door in 10 minutes, I feel very relieved that she's missed her train. Terrible to say, but has given me a little bit more time to just relax and have fun with you, which is really, really lovely. Anyway, I am going to, like I said, have a drink, lay the table, do my emails, and then I will come back and we will finish all of this off together. I'm back. It's been about 40 minutes. I've gone through my phone and my emails, caught up with sort of the behind the scenes from the shoot today, and actually just had a moment to catch my breath. Monica is literally just about to arrive, so I'll show you a few little bits first. So this is the chicken. It's pretty much finished. Doesn't look beautiful, but trust me, it will taste incredible. I've then added the black beans to a saucepan, and I will literally just warm them through. They taste so yummy, and they add such flavor to the nachos. Then these are the little crudité bits. Because I've gone quite overboard with dinner, I've just done some olives, some nuts, some sort of tortillas, and then I've put out the dips, the salsa, the sour cream, and the guacamole. But I will transfer these over to the table. Watching a little bit of Gossip Girl. I love to have it on in the background. And then this is the floral arrangement, which I think looks really pretty. It's not OTT, it's super simple. Took me 5 minutes to whip together. Definitely not my finest piece of floristry, but anyway, it will do. Monica has arrived. Well, in truth be known, she's actually been here for an hour and she's on her second glass of champagne, and she's in her PJs.
Sorry, I'm not the most glam, but you know.
But dinner is served, and I promised I would show you what it looked like all served up. So this is my Mexican night. So we have a real feast here. This is the chicken fajita. Then we have the guacamole, the black beans, the creme fraiche, the mozzarella, the tomato salsa. You've got some lettuce in there. That is the nachos, which you can load up yourselves, and then a little bit of cheddar over there. The tortilla wraps are in the microwave, and it is going to be an absolute feast. Yum delicious. Well, we have finished dinner. It is way past my bedtime. It is 11:15. We've had a Mexican feast. How was dinner, guys? How was Dins?
It was 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? 12 out of 10?
13.
Thank you, that's more like it. Oh my goodness me, I'm absolutely stuffed. So full, it was so scrummy, if I'm allowed to say that so myself. I cannot believe my favourite Yorkshire pudding is here to stay. She's gonna come say hi. So, this week is gonna be, I think, a little bit of work and a lot of play. If truth be known, I've got Monica for 3 nights, which is going to be so much fun.
I'm so excited. I'm already having a lot of
fun.
Met big Marcus Parkus.
Marcus Parkus has been a hoot this evening. However, he is leaving tomorrow, which we're going to have lots of fun without him. Anyway, I am going to be bringing this vlog to an end because one, it is 11:15 and way past my bedtime, and we have a very, very early start tomorrow morning because we've got a very exciting day. But that is going to be on Sunday's vlog. So I truly hope you guys have enjoyed watching a Mexican feast ready for the Queen's arrival.
Thank you.
I will see you guys on the next vlog.